everybody gather around. It's the true story of the three little pigs. Shaggy, I want you to hear too. Okay, Samoa. Shaggy, come on. I want you to hear. Kazimoto. Samoa. Samoa's going to be everywhere. You know he is. Look at you be a good boy. Wilson's always a good boy. Okay, this is the true story of the three little pigs. And a lot of people, Shaggy, a lot of people think they know what happened with the three little pigs. Okay? You think you know the right story. You're wrong. We are about to educate them, aren't we, Wilson? Okay? You ready? All right. Samoa! Momo, come on! He's getting off the bed. Good job. Good job. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs. Or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. Did you know that? Did you know? I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf, and you can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would think that you were probably big and bad too. Right, guys? Uh-oh. What are you guys doing? Are you getting in trouble? Come here. They're being naughty. Naughty puppies? No. Naughty puppies. Okay. This one I like because it's all about math. And math is important. Okay? So, it said, but like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. See that? Sneeze plus sugar equals the problem. Do you see that, Cosmo? I don't think he cares. He probably doesn't know how to do math. All right. This is the real story. Okay? You ready? Cosmo, you ready to learn? Here it is, Samoa. Well, way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old sweet granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build their entire house out of straw? Right? So crazy. So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into somebody else's house, right? And so I said, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. And that's when my nose started to itch. You know it. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed. And I snuffed. Oh! And I Achoo! Whoo! Whoa, Samoa. That's right. Look at that. I sneezed a great sneeze. Check it out, Samoa. Check it out. Shaggy, you want to see? Look what happened. He sneezed a great sneeze. Can you see what's on that picture right there? Whoa. And do you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been there the whole time. What? It seemed a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger lying there. Would you leave a big cheeseburger just lying there? Shaggy likes cheese. Shaggy, you wouldn't have left cheese there, would you? You love cheese. Yeah. If there was a big pile of cheese, I know all of my dogs would be eating it. Yeah. Okay. I was feeling a little bit better, but still I didn't have, remember what he's trying to get, Shaggy? A cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. There it is. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was smarter, but not much. He built his house out of sticks. I rang the bell to the stick house, and nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, Go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. Was that nice? What do you think? Cosmo, was that very nice of him to say? He said, Go away, pig. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth. And I sneezed a great sneeze. You're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. And when the dust cleared, there was the second pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. How was he to know that was going to happen? Look, Wilson. Look what happened, Wilson. Wilson, look what happened. Shaggy, look. Mama, look what happened. What do you think he does? Now, you know food will spoil. So you can't just leave it out in the open. I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family because he built his house out of bricks. Woo, he's a smart one, you guys. Cosmo, he's a smart guy. Yeah. I knocked on the brick house. Knock on the brick house, knock, knock, knock. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker said? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Oh, rude. Whoa, that was rude, you guys. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't even give me one little cup, Shaggy. That is so rude. For my dear, sweet old granny's birthday cake, what a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold. Cubby God. Oh, I huffed and I puffed. snuffed and I sneezed once again. And the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Wilson, Cosmo, Samoa. Can you believe that, Shaggy? Come here. Come here. Do you believe he just said that? Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow. But when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down the pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing, making a real scene. Right? Do you remember what he said to you about his grandma? I mean, come on. Right, guys? That wasn't nice, Samoa. Are you stealing my puppy? The rest, as they say, is history. Look at that. The Daily Pig says the big bad wolf. Gosh. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs that I had for dinner, and they figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar wasn't very exciting. Didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff, blow your house down, and they made up the big bad wolf. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. What do you think? Do you have a cup of sugar? Wilson? Wilson? Do you have a cup of sugar? Cosmo? Do you have a cup of sugar? Wilson?